Hey trip planners, it's Elizabeth from Fairy Tale Trips. Today we are talking Adventures by Disney Rhine River tips and tricks. Things we learned along the way that we think that you need to know before your Adventure by Disney Rhine River cruise. But first, if you are interested in booking your own Disney adventure, reach out to me at elizabeth@fairytaletrips.travel and we can make your dreams come true. Okay, so the first question is, why choose Adventures by Disney for your Rhine River cruise? And the reason we chose Disney is because Disney does multi-generational travel better than any company around. We were a travel party of myself, my husband, our 13-year-old daughter, and my parents. And Disney did a great job of making sure that there were things for the younger kids to do, for the teenagers, for us elder millennials, and my parents. There was one group that was a family of 30, and it was everyone from the great-grandparents to the grandparents, the nieces, the nephews, even the little kids in the family were there. And there was a good balance between things like tobogganing and Europa Park, which is a huge amusement park, and then things like seeing cathedrals, wine tastings. We did a brew house tour, which was really fun, and they really did a great job making sure there was something for everyone. Most days there is a morning excursion, lunch on the ship or in town, and an afternoon excursion. So say you want to sleep in one day, you don't have to do that morning excursion. You can go out in the afternoon. And I think Disney does a really great job of making sure that everyone has a blast. I know that the karaoke was a big hit with the kids and some of the adults, along with the bingo. From the time we stepped off the airplane, we felt really taken care of. So the entire ship is what we would consider almost like a concierge experience at some of the great deluxe resorts at Disney World. The wait staff was impeccable. The attention to detail, even the turn down every night, was something that you find in some of the deluxe resorts at Disney World. And we were really impressed by the staff and how well we were taken care of. It really did feel almost like we were Grand Floridian club level, except we were on a river ship in Europe. Your Adventure by Disney guides are going to be amazing. They are part entertainer, part travel guide. They're your paparazzi. They are taking pictures all week, and you're able to download them at the end of the week. And there were so many great shots that Byron and Daniel and Susanna and Amanda got that we didn't even know they were taking. So one thing that we wanted to talk about was the recommended age versus the age where your child will really get something out of the cruise. We thought that 8 to 10 would be a really great age to start bringing your kids for these excursions. There were a couple wine tastings and there were some very bored looking children. All of our excursions, our gratuities, our tickets, everything was included in the price. Our dinners, and the dinner, we valued the dinner at around $250 for 4 people every night for dinner. The gratuities are included unless you have someone who's gone well above and beyond. Then you're able to add an optional gratuity. Things that may require additional euros: eating and drinking in the city, any souvenirs, any sort of dining that you're doing not with Disney will require additional money. So we did bring euros with us, but I don't feel like we really needed them because everything was contactless, tap to pay. Even lunches, we were just able to tap. So it made things much easier without having to bring along a stack of money. Speaking of restaurants, gratuity is not always expected at restaurants. However, if you've had great service, it is nice to give them an extra 10%. Another big difference with the Adventure by Disney Rhine River cruises is that they have team dinners. So the teenagers have dinner 3 times, and it's a great way for them to start making friends, get to know each other, be with people that aren't your parents. Adventures by Disney also does a junior adventurers dinner in the lounge where it's hot dogs and hamburgers and they do games and they sing, and it was really cute to see the little ones have fun on the ship too. Beer and wine are included at lunch and dinner and during the sip and sail, which is an hour at night. They also include a complimentary cocktail and mocktail of the day. But aside from those times, alcohol is not included, but it's a really reasonable price. We had a glass of wine that was $5.50. Laundry is not included, but is really reasonably priced on the ship. We were gone for 2 weeks and needed to do our laundry when we got on the ship. So it's a good thing to remember, you do not need to pack everything. You can do your laundry on the ship, they'll do it for you, and the price was really reasonable. And you're on vacation, you don't want to do laundry anyway. Our room was on the 3rd floor. We had one of the 3-person rooms with a veranda. We loved having the veranda, but it was cozy. It wasn't a huge veranda. We also were on the 3rd deck, which we knew was going to be under the walking track. And we definitely heard some little feet at night. We were able to tour one of the 1st floor 2-person rooms, and that was a great option too. Plenty of space, the bathroom was great, and it cost less in our room. So I would say it's also a good option. Before you go on your Rhine River adventure, if you are interested in visiting the Anne Frank house in Amsterdam, which we highly, highly suggest, you need to get your tickets way far in advance. We had to book ours 6 weeks before on a Tuesday at 4:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they sold out in 20 minutes. So if that's something you want to see, you need to really make sure you set an alarm for early in the morning so that you're able to get your tickets. And I promise you, it is definitely worth the visit. Adapters and converters. I am not an electrician. I do not know the science behind these things. But what I can tell you is that you need to definitely do your research as far as adapters and converters if you are traveling anywhere outside of the United States. That being said, the Amasiana, we were able to use our US chargers. We were able to plug in our Apple devices, our iPhones, just fine. But if you are staying anywhere else, do your research before you go so you can get the right adapters and converters. And on the topic of chargers and adapters, make sure you bring portable batteries. So if you are out and your battery is draining and you're still 3 hours away from getting back to the ship, definitely bring your portable charger in your carry bag or your day bag so that you're able to charge and get some of those great shots that you would miss out on if your phone was dead. It's also really important to have on the plane if you don't have a plug on your seat, and just so you can capture your memories while you're there. One of the really fun things about doing an Adventures by Disney excursion is that they send you a box full of goodies for your trip. So we received a package with water bottles, lanyards, an Adventures by Disney backpack, and then pins of the different places that we would be going. And it's a really fun way of starting your vacation before you've even left your house. At every turn, there are cardboard water bottles on the ship that you can take. They are available to take off the ship during excursions. And our suggestion is you do not have to bring the Adventure by Disney water bottles that they send you. There aren't a ton of places to refill them, and we found that there was plenty of water available when we needed it. So we have a few general traveling tips that we wish we had known before we left the house. Most importantly, every airport does security differently. We flew in from Boston. I had a little pair of craft scissors in my bag. They were not an issue in Boston. They were an issue in Dublin. So before you leave, don't do what we did. Make sure you have researched the security procedures in every airport that you are going through. What to do if you have lost luggage? Unfortunately, we had that situation in Basel, and there is normally a kiosk near the luggage pickup of the airport. Give them your information. So we told them that our next stop was the Ama Siena. When we were checking our luggage in for the cruise at the hotel, we were able to get the cruise director's information. He did a really great job and was able to find that piece of luggage. Adventures by Disney partners with the Hyperion Hotel in Switzerland. So that is where we spent the night before we got on the ship. And something important to know is that if you have a third person, you're going to need to request a rollaway bed. Because of our room, we were able to upgrade to the executive lounge. I think it was because we had 3 people in our room. So it may be a good option to say, am I able to get lounge access? Because that really helped that first day as we were getting off the plane and trying to find my dad's luggage and just kind of getting our bearings for our vacation. So before you board the ship, you are given the option of arriving at the ship early. You're able to go at noon, or you're able to wait until 3. We went at noon and we were really happy we did. We were able to have lunch in the lounge. We were able to see the sun deck and start our vacation a little bit early. Our suggestion would be to explore Basel the day before or that morning and get back to the Hyperion in time to take that first shuttle over at noon. So what sort of questions do you have? Do you want to know more about the ship? Are you interested in learning about the excursions, about the adventure guides? Reach out in the comments, or you can send me an email at elizabeth@fairytaletrips.travel. Thank you so much for tuning into our Adventures by Disney Rhine River cruise videos. We would love to help you plan this vacation. So reach out to me at elizabeth@fairytaletrips.travel and we can make that dream come true. Thanks.